Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my YouTube chat. My name is Inazak and this is my YouTube channel. Guys, I want to discuss about the reasons why iVauntures brought the issue of Heidi. People are expecting much of it, but let me tell you and I confirm to you, if you really watched what Heidi spoke about Marwa, there was nothing in it. In fact, it was plain. To me, I was even saying that, what was the reason? What was the reason? It's either Ivan doesn't want to delve into that issues too much, or he's trying too much to come with an issue to paint Amara so that it can suit its own narrative. But with all a HEIDY'S expose, only confirmed love stories, nothing else. You know, this story itself is lost with the Heidi, and nothing of importance or nothing substantially that implicating Marwa out of all the story that is being claimed by iVauntures to paint Marwa as a horrible devil. No, nothing of that magnitude has come out, because in all her vexations she seemed so disappointed. Because the reason why she seemed so disappointed just maybe because there is nothing of that magnitude that happened between her and Marwa. It was just a love story, plain. And Hamara has spoken about it, that they were in a relationship. This is the story that usual that we know, that at one point Marwa and Heidi were an item. Whether it happened or it never picked is none of our business. Marwa has told us the relationship ended mainly when iVauntures tried to hit at Heidi. Another reasons why Heidi might be so disappointed concerning her stories, because the vexations has got nothing so tangible and important to expose. It's because until to date, Marwa has moved on and married and settled, and Marwa has no any other issue and a story with her. She tried countless number of times to contact Marwa, but Marwa told him to stop. Nothing happened. Maybe this is what now is bringing this bitterness and want all of them to change stories. She's saying that Marwa filmed her several times just for views. I see no wrong in that, because Marwa, through all in his life, is a content creator, filming everything raw and unfiltered, unedited. That's what you get. To the point that he called you and you are next to him, and she filmed you and you never told him anything. You never told him that you don't want to be in the pictures or in the videos. Speak otherwise that you consented, because Amara was filming everything. Amara filmed his life and entire everything that. So there's nothing wrong when Amara make the video and film whatever he likes. An irony in this one, this is Heidi that's saying that she never wanted Amara to film her, and at the same time she wanted Amara to take his picture with Amara so that Amara could send this very picture to his ex Fred. What's an irony? A shy lady. That's why, guys, I'm letting you know that all of these stories itself, they were plain and nothing of substantial were in it. So guys, we now want to look at Heidi's most grotesque complaint against Marwa, so that we will get to know how plain it was. So before I do that, kindly, if you're coming across this video and the channel for the very first time, kindly take a second or two, click at the notification bell so that whenever I upload a video, YouTube shall notify you going forward. My loyal subscriber, may God bless you. My returning subscriber, may God bless you abundantly. My moderators, may God keep you in a great health. Without you and your effort, this channel wouldn't be at this pace. So let's dive in after a moment. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Let's dive in lest we forget. So guys, we want to look at the HEIDY'S complaint, the greatest complaint that he complained about MRO. People were expecting more of a gigantic kind of complaint to maybe spin MRO into the hook, how Mr. Pig wanted it to be. But now, it completely failed. Number one complaint, HEIDY is complaining that MRO filmed her body, filmed her teeth, and filmed every girl and everybody who was in the beach without asking for permission. I've already told you that Amarwa is a content creator. Being in his personal space would really mean one thing: you would be have his vlogs. So if you didn't let Amarwa know that you are uncomfortable with the films, which means you are otherwise consenting to it, so there's nothing wrong with it. You didn't tell Amarwa that time when he was filming. Therefore, what's your vexations going forward? Plain. Nothing, nada. Number two, she's saying that Amarwa went to the Bumble and the Tinder to look for other ladies. What's the problem with that? Because you're saying that you're never into Amarwa. Amarwa hit on you and you wanted other things or other concessions that Amarwa to concede for you to meet up with the relationship. Something that Amarwa said it was not in the right time, the time will come. So what's wrong if maybe you are never matching Amarwa and you let Amarwa know? Therefore, Amarwa had all the rights to go to the Tinder and the Bumble to look for the next match. What's the problem with that? Tinder is a dating app. Everybody has got a right to date any other person from whatever walks of life, maybe that through the apps or through a physical meetup. What's the problem? There's nothing wrong with that one. Number three, HEIDY is saying that Amarwa disrespected her, mainly because Amarwa chose to eat Chinese food in Mexico. Yes, he wanted Amarwa to eat a Mexican food. My friend, let me tell you, when people are traveling elsewhere, people has got a delicacy choice. And their delicacy signature itself, it's well of a priority to them. So you cannot force someone to eat whatever is not fitting on. Because when people travel, people prefer others' delicacy signature to others' signatures going forward. So you cannot blame Amarwa because Amarwa chose to eat Chinese food, not a Mexican food because you're a Mexican and you're in Mexico. That one is in itself is hogwash. So these are the complaints that HEIDY is having about Amarwa. Something that is completely so different that does not mirror the explanation and the tag that iVauntures has tagged Amarwa to be an horrible devil. Are you there? It doesn't. That's why I'm telling you that it was just a hot air, a wild goose chase, chasing an evil shadow that at one point maybe it will never happen. You know, she went ahead and saying that Amarwa spoke the broken Spanish with the taxi driver. Something that this lady saying that Amarwa was gaslighting her because she wanted to speak the fluent Spanish with the driver. My friend, unless other people like the social skill and the life skill itself, there's what we call the international relations or interpersonal relations with other people, how you exist and you coexist with other people. Anytime when you learn a new language, you learn a new thing, the art of perfecting it is like to do practice with it. Whether you're speaking it wrongly, that is how we get to learn. So this is Amarwa that wanted to show the progress of speaking a new language. Is speaking with your native countryman. Therefore, you think Amara is gaslighting you, unless you are a narcissist, unless you don't know what you are saying. So these are the sorts of things you're accusing Marwa of. Not what iVenture is telling you that Marwa is a horrible devil. Seriously? Eh? Again, he said Amara refused to send his ex Fred the picture when they were with Amara, because Heidi wanted Amara to picture her a photo with Amara together, so that Amara will send the same photo to Fred, because Fred was already an ex to Heidi. There is nothing substantial when you are dating an ex of your friend. Who drew that? Who come up with that kind of a broken? Maybe a friend, a wife of my friend, and they divorce. That one is a no-go zone. But if you're a girlfriend to my friend, that's what I'm telling you for those who want to befriend me, because I'm a bearded meat enthusiast. Anywhere there's the bearded meat, my friend, I will go ASAP. So long as you have other bearded meat elsewhere and you have somebody to come and feed on them, don't feel shy to call yours truly, Zach. I will respond mercilessly, and I will come with reckless abandon. I won't hesitate. When you are a friend and a girlfriend to my friend, I will never touch you. That's a fact. I will never even dreaming touching you. But the moment you shall have broken, which means you are a sander, you are no longer an item. And let's say, if I see something that maybe is developing in between us, and there's love that could blossom, why not try it? I will come in a capital letter to come and feed on that bearded meat. That one, I'm not breaking any broken. So who came up with that plan? That if I go to my friend's ex, then I'm breaking a bro code. These two people they are no longer an item, which means I'm free to go and invade, launch an attack, regroup and attack under another. So there's no problem with that. Amara was justified. Are you there? I don't know what's the thing. Huh? She went ahead also accusing Amara of Amara never communicated with her afterwards. Which means this Heidi that has said no to relationship, Heidi still expect Amara to communicate back. And this is the thing that iVauntures is telling us, that Amara doesn't know and doesn't respect no of people. And Heidi, on the other hand, is saying that Amara never communicated, which means Amara respected your no, and you still expect communication back from Amara. So congruity itself, it's either it's choreographed, planned to meet a specific objective, just as they always have been opining on this YouTube street, that nothing really happened out of just a mere coincidence. Everything are planned, choreographed, just to meet a specific objective. So what was the specific objective being met by Ivan and Heidi? The specific objective, they wanted to paint Amara of not being so patient, Amara of not respecting other girls' no. And what is now coming out from Heidi? She still expected Amara to communicate back on issue of relationship, yet she said she never wanted to date Amara, that Amara was never the type. So what kind of communication you wanted from Amara? To continue pressing? No uniformity. No uniformity itself. So the choreograph itself, sometimes it is what we can say. I also noticed a very important point and observation. Heidi said that he tried to contact Marwa after the trip, and Marwa told her never to contact him again. And this is perhaps what made Heidi so mad and so disappointed. Imagine somebody said that you're not the type, he never liked you. You're still getting an audacity of contacting Amar on what? At this point, Amara is already so aware that Ivan is hitting on you, or either you are hitting on Ivan. When Mara told you between him and you is over, therefore you're catching feelings. Guys, these are the things that I'm always telling you, that everything's choreographed. And iVauntures is on a expedious, it's on a suspicious expedition and a very dangerous terrain going forward. Those are the complaints. I've checked out the complaints and I've given you an interesting observation that I've seen. And again, as a person and as an analyst, these are some of my resolve after analyzing the whole situation itself. That I really don't see why Heidi was being brought into this picture itself. Because in that video was plain nothing. It was just as usual things that we've been hearing about Amara with the relationship itself. Right there. Heidi's statement doesn't paint Amara as a horrible devil being claimed by iVauntures, the Mr. Pig. Doesn't. It's nothing that. Marwa did nothing wrong to Heidi. There's nothing wrong. It's only that Heidi expected more of this relationship, of which she never consented to at the first time. So which means she's the one now chasing Amarwa when Amarwa has already dispensed with her because iVauntures was coming in between. That one came out clearly as we speak. Number two, the way Ivan helped the whole situation and the whole story, we thought that maybe Heidi will come with a gigantic kind of expose. Maybe something like Amarwa said me, but nothing of that of monstrous kind of activity happened. So simply means the story was plain. There was nothing Amarwa did wrong to Heidi. Heidi maybe is just disappointed because this relationship itself never picked up. Their choreography hasn't worked. People thought Heidi will come and speak a lot of things that never happened. Other guys have saw them, the lazy gang, saying they're expecting more from Ivan. Remember, if you're expecting any video from Ivan, if you didn't listen from Ivan, Ivan said the issue of Priya and Heidi is the last issue. She will go back to other vlogs as you always do in the other vlogs. That one will mark the end because that one also forms the reasons why Heidi was brought in the picture, of which I'm going to let you know the reasons why. Because the intended purpose is there. Because the story is plain, doesn't make sense. There is something that somebody was playing. Remember, there is an objective that this Heidi story had to come and achieve specific objective. The story is plain, but there is objective that was being achieved. People didn't get. That's why most of the time I usually tell you guys, listen to me. I will come with an enthralling and a breathtaking kind of analysis that will give you the other perspective that you guys don't know. That will stop you to be a sycophantic fool of other people, but to just get the truth the way it is oozing right from my medulla oblongata through my mouth, through my mandible as well. Are we there? So, number three, Heidi has also said that Amara scammed people to buy them ticket. And that one also got me thinking. So Heidi is one of those people who is a beneficiary of such kind of scam and a beneficiary of the tickets that Amara sent him. But Heidi never even told us how the scam was being done. Never told us how many Amara scammed. Never told us who Amara scammed. Who are these people in particular? That one tells you the reaction of a jilted lover. The reaction of a jilted person maybe was playing tactics. It now tells you the intention of Ivan that was never well articulated, that's coming out in pseudo. Now, to the hidden perspective that I wanted you to know, the reasons why Haiti was being brought up into all this scenario. Any other kind of snarl up issues herein. because all the issue discussed by Ivan and Haiti to come and expose Marwa, it's plain thing, because there's no evidence, because there are just a vexation, because Marwa did nothing to you itself. So Ivan brought Heidi in this story as a distraction. And what is a distraction? A distraction, it's a kind of a red herring, something that comes and block and distract you, never to take a due process, or never to unearth the real story, that neither to do whatever you are asked. You are just diverting people's attention from what you are asked to do. You remember, Amara came up to ask Ivan Venture to explain the issue of Paulina, explain the issue of Peria, to explain the issue of Emily, to explain the issue of how she fed a teenager who is 18 years is on her board, alcohol, under the watch of the CCTV camera. I'm more just requesting the CCTV footage. But now, that one marked the end of this kind of circus. So, he finished and sent out by bringing Heidi's story to distract, claiming that it was the end of that kind of circus, that he will never talk about it again unless Amara provoked him. Are you there? So, opening such kind of Pandora box of Peria, of Paulina, and full CCTV footage, Ivan is not ready to do so, because there is bizarre happen. There's bizarre occurrences that happened during that time that is being held up with the CCTV footage. Why is Ivan Venture so afraid of the CCTV footage? Why can't Ivan Venture just do the necessary? And you open the YouTube, the CCTV footage, then we get to know what happened. That is a humble request that Amara is requesting. And that is a humble request that the jury and the public opinion and the public court is requesting you to serve them with the CCTV footage so that they can examine what really happened. So that we get to know who is right and who is wrong, who is going to jail and who is not going to jail, rather than vexing here endlessly without stopping. Until next time, this is Senior Zach.